Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the owner of Sundance Digital Marketing, and I'd like to talk to y'all a little bit tonight about hosting, WordPress website hosting, and what the difference is between some of the hosting options. And websites are made up of files and folders and pictures and videos and such, and they're stored on a server, basically hosted on a server. Servers are kind of like a computer in that on your computer you have different files and folders that you can look at different pictures and videos and such documents so that's a very basic comparison. And so we'll kind of look at it in that sense. There's different types of servers. One of them is a shared WordPress hosting, and that's your companies like GoDaddy and Bluehost and HostGator that offer those types of services. Those are typically very inexpensive, and part of the reason that they're inexpensive is because they put a bunch of websites on their server. Now, think of a server as is like a skyscraper. Each office can represent a different website. Not all offices are the same size as well. So you have small websites, you have large websites that may have thousands of pages and lots of information. Well, when you have a bunch of websites crammed into one server, it can slow all of the websites down. And especially if there's larger websites, or if you have a larger website, you're trying to use the same resources that all of these other websites are trying to use. And so your website tends to slow down because of that. They'll offer options to increase the speed and of your website, but those are typically very minute changes and don't help out a ton. The goal for them, since they don't make a whole lot of money off of them, is really to pack as many as they can on there. So the larger websites that are using up more space, they're going to slow them down intentionally in hopes that the website will be taken off of that server and moved somewhere else to a different type of hosting platform. The other issue is, since they're so inexpensive, the customer service isn't that great, because if you're paying, say, $5 or $10 a month for hosting services and you have an issue, you contact them and it takes 30 minutes for them to figure it out. That's if you're lucky. Also, uh, um, that's 30 minutes in in 1 month that you contact them. So part of that $10, let's say, per month, has to go to pay that person. So they're not making a whole lot of money. That's why they want to pack as many sites on there as they can. The other issue, and the biggest issue I see, is the security of your website. So you don't know what kind of security your neighbor has. And there are plenty of websites out there that have no security added to them. And so if a thief breaks into the office in the skyscraper who's your neighbor, there's ways that they can get through their office and up into your office and steal your stuff as well. Same philosophy with websites on a server. If there's a website that has no security on it whatsoever, it's easier for it to get hacked, and then that hacker can get into the server and get into different websites and steal their information. Um, so shared WordPress hosting can be good if it's a single page website and you don't have a contact form on it. So that could be an option for one of those. Another type is a do-it-yourself VPS server. So uh, those are for more tech savvy people, and they require a lot more knowledge and time in order to get them set up and running properly. And there are one of the downsides to those is that they have various programs installed on them that they're used for other types of websites. So if you're using a WordPress website, these VPS are going to have programs that will run a different style, Drupal or Joomla, or many other kinds. So those different programs are taking up more space on that server that you have. And if you have a larger website, then you need all the space that you can get. They do sell different levels of speed, I guess, or resources. So you can purchase additional resources to help get more space. But again, it's minimal. Another type of hosting is managed WordPress hosting, and those are companies like WP Engine or Kinsta or Pressable. There's several others out there. Those are ones who handle all of the back end stuff, so you wouldn't have to handle anything. That's the type of hosting that I use. I use WP Engine, and they're typically better customer service. It's a little more expensive to host through them, but those servers are designed specifically for WordPress websites, so they don't have a bunch of other programs on them that you don't need. They work on better platforms, and they're all around just a better option, especially if you have a larger website. They'll typically come with a free SSL certificate as well, which is extremely important to have now. All of the sites that I have for my clients, I always make sure that they have security set up on them. So I know that I'm keeping them as safe as I possibly can. No website is 100% secure. Hackers are extremely intelligent and very sneaky at what they do, and we have to try to keep up with them and figure out what their next steps are, which is extremely difficult to do. So those are a few different types of options for WordPress hosting. If you have any questions, please get in touch with me. Again, my name is Eric. I'm the owner of Sundance Digital Marketing. Feel free to contact me, whether it's giving me a call, shooting me an email, messaging me, and I have plenty of options. But my biggest goal is to help you figure out what works best for you, and that means that we need to talk about your budget, your goals, your vision for your website and your company, so I can help you make the best decision for you. So again, if you have questions, please reach out to me. Message me on my Facebook page or on my personal profile. I'm always here if you have questions. One last thing is I'd like to say, with all of the chaos and uncertainty that's going on right now, there are a lot of things that we need to pay attention to, personally, emotionally, as well as business-wise. I truly believe that God has a plan, and He is taking care of us. He can make good come out of any bad situation. He's done that for me multiple times. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, and God has always carried me through them, and He's made me into a better person because of that. And so when we're going through the crisis, and if you're feeling anxious or depressed, um, or any, please reach out to someone, whether it's a family, a friend, or even reach out to me. Um, it's important, and don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel ashamed about it. I've struggled with depression, and I still struggle with depression to this day. I have a better idea of how to handle it because of seeing a therapist, um, going to a recovery group. I'm a leader with a recovery group at the church that I attend, so I have a lot of experience in that area, and I have a really good ear to listen. So please don't be afraid to reach out to anyone if you're feeling anxious or depressed about what's going on. Sometimes we just need to talk about it. And if that's what you need, I'm here for you as well. So, again, Eric with Sundance Digital Marketing, God bless.